Ancient Egypt Read Aloud with Miss Art and Nika the Art Dog. Here she is, ready to show you the book that Miss Art has chosen to read you guys today. Hi, Seminole Hawks. We are back in my sewing room, but I've jazzed it up a little bit to get into the theme of the book I'm going to be reading. I gave you a little clue in the background here. Do you see what's on that scarf? That's right. We're going to be talking about Ancient Egypt. I brought one of my favorite books from the art room. It's all about art history from Ancient Egypt. Check out the back cover. We're going to be looking inside just a couple topics that they cover. It's not a book that I would read to you. It's not a storybook, but they have chapters on different topics about Ancient Egypt, like this one I'm going to show you in a minute. But I would like to start with the animals of the Nile Valley. You saw my animal in the beginning of the video, Nika the Art Dog. You might have seen some of her videos that I made for you guys. If not, keep poking around Teams and you'll find some more of Nika the Art Dog. But here's the animals of the Nile Valley of Egypt. The ancient Egyptians shared their environment with many different beasts, birds, reptiles, and fish. Out in the desert, east and west of the Nile Valley, you would find ferocious lions and wild bulls, as well as timid antelopes and gazelles. These animals either hunted their prey or grazed on the margins of the floodplain. The stillness of night would suddenly be broken by the eerie howls of the scavenging hyenas and jackals fighting. In the papyrus thickets beside the Nile, there would be nests of birds like pintail ducks, pelicans, and hoopoes. Lurking on the riverbanks would be crocodiles, and in the water you might see hippos with Nile perch and catfish darting around them. Animals appear on many ancient Egyptian objects. They were thought of as part of the world system made by the sun god and as the earthly versions of many gods. Animal symbols were also used in hieroglyphics, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But this one shows a wild sheep. This one is a crocodile god. And this is just a piece of jewelry, I believe. There's a hippo. You can recognize the hippo. Another small hippo. A fish flask, which is made of glass, which is impressive that they had glass making back then. And can you see what animal this is? Of course you can. It is a goddess Bastet. It's a mummified cat. They were wrapped up in linen bandages, and their faces were painted to make them look bewildered or just plain silly. I think this one looks really silly. They were put in cat-shaped coffins and were sold to temple visitors who could then take them to the burial grounds and dedicate them to the goddess Bastet. Interesting. Okay, let's move on to the next page I want to show you. Some of you might have done this before in art class with me. It is one of the lessons that we were supposed to do coming up here in April, but it's about Egyptian writing. Scribes had to be experts in writing hieroglyphics, an elaborate form of picture writing with about 700 different signs. It was deliberately kept complicated so that not too many people could use it, and the scribes kept their special position. Hieroglyphics were used on state monuments, temples, tombs, and religious papyri, which is paper. They could be written from left to right, right to left, or top to bottom. For business contracts, letters, and stories, scribes used a different form of writing, script, called heretic, which was a fast written version of hieroglyphics, always running from right to left. Later on, an even more rapid script evolved. Scribes living at the end of the Egyptian civilization had to be able to write Greek, the language of their overlords. So here's a couple pictures of hieroglyphics here. It's picture writing, so you're going to see not English letters A through Z like we have, but all these pictures represent a different word or sound. This one reads, "There shall always exist the son of Re, whom he loves, the god ruler of Thebes." And there's a king's name right in that oval. I like these guys. These are scarabs. If you were in 4th grade with me last year, we made the scarab beetle necklace. The beetle, symbolizing the sun god, was often carved into the tops of stamp seals. The underside could include names, titles, or information that the owner could stamp on clay or papyrus. So here are all the information carved into the bottom of the scarab beetle stamp. All those hieroglyphics. That's a lot of information. I wonder what it says. Okay, the last page I want to show you is the gods and goddesses of ancient Egypt. The Egyptians worshipped hundreds of different gods and goddesses. Sometimes it is difficult to work out who was who. Many of the gods are represented by animals. Each of the 42 different administrative districts had its own god, and there were many others besides. Overall, the sun god was the dominant deity in Egyptian religion, although he could take different forms. He could be a scarab beetle rolling the sun disk above the horizon. He could be an old man. He could be a hawk soaring in the sky. He was seen as responsible for all creation, people, animals, the growing food in the soil, and he was the protector of the king pharaoh when he went on military campaigns, which means he would go and spend time with the armies. Here is all of the different amulets, which are the eye of the sun god, and here's a winged scarab, which is really neat. All of the amulets are to protect people that would wear them as jewelry. This is Anubis, the jackal, which is like a type of dog. And these are all different types of gods. And look, another cat. The cat goddess Bastet that you saw before. She was the daughter of Re, the sun god. She represented the power of the sun to ripen crops. Crops are food that grows out of the ground. And here are some more statues. So that's just a couple pages out of my favorite book, Ancient Egypt. And be on the lookout for an art project about ancient Egypt in the future, because I really love ancient Egypt, and I know you guys do too. So be on the lookout for an art project dealing with that. So thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed the book reading. I had fun looking through this book, finding some fun things to share with you guys. So I will see you soon. Be on the lookout for more art from Miss Art's Room online. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.